Welcome back, everyone. Send your favorite, I don't know, GIF or GIF to chat box, and we'll start right away. Choose a GIF, favorite or non-favorite, doesn't matter. Choose something and send it to the group. Let's see what you got. There is a GIF option right here. You can use this one. Don't be so picky. Choose something and send it away. Oh, lots of cats today. Is this AI? I'm not clicking any links, but I'm yeah, yeah, we always finish before noon, right? And you'll have some time to refreshen up, so no worries. But we might have the fourth lesson. I'm going to choose another one, by the way. Let's see, what do I have? Aman hocam dikkatli olun, kameranız falan Twitter'a düşmeyelim. All right. I think I have your attendance now with all those GIFs. All right. So, we talked about types of sources, right? To finish up, today we have the internet, right? And all of the books and journals and papers, everything can be found on the internet. And the book is not very up to date. So it says go to the like bookstores or go to a library at your university to find more. However, everything is on the internet right now. Maybe if you can access the book, then you can go and get the book in concrete forms. All right. So today, next up, we have types of evidence. What do you understand from the word evidence? Most of the sources are, it depends on the topic. But of course, what type of older sources are we talking about is the real thing here. William, no, because I have my own lesson plan. I do my review when it's required and when it's not. So we have some keywords before we start. So yeah, it's kind of a proof, maybe some statistics, observation, anecdote. It's some things that you have taken from another source. So, if you are in favor or against something, usually in a way that is considered unfair or based on personal opinion, it's called bias. And the fallacy, it's an idea or conclusion based on false or misunderstood information. And opinion is opinion, you know it. And primary source is the evidence that you have personally collected through questionnaire, real-world observation, interviews, data, statistics. Like if it's primary, it means that you found it. But if it is secondary, it means that you are using the, let's say, data produced by other people. For example, if you are looking at PISA scores, PISA report, let's say, so this would be a secondary source for you. Quotation, as you have seen in the exam, is a report speech, a copy of somebody else's words, written or spoken, providing quotation marks. Reliability, the quality of being trustworthy and accurate. And we talked about what types of works are more reliable and what makes a piece of writing, a piece of evidence, a reliable one. And validity, the quality of being logical and reliable as found by the upcoming research as well. So when you are looking at a piece of written work or when you are doing your own work, uh, you'll also need to identify different types of evidence available to you. And those have their own weaknesses and strengths. And you should be mindful about how to present them. So there are some facts, right? And if you do that, your arguments will be extremely convincing. So those can come from secondary sources you read, or observation. So for for an information to be fact, it should be acceptable by all. Of course, only that doesn't make it a fact, but it shouldn't have any fallacies. So Microsoft was founded on the 4th of April in 1975. London is the capital of United Kingdom, and Monday always comes before Tuesday. And there are some opinions. So facts are sometimes confused with common knowledge or even opinions. So these are the ideas that are believed by many, but are difficult to prove because there is no lack of support. Additionally, these are often ideas that are based on misinterpretation to reach a conclusion. So make sure you understand all of these because we have an activity coming up for you. So Apple makes the best computers in the world. Alcohol is bad for society. Cats are best pet for modern families. So even if you think that way, but if you are doing some scientific work at a university while still as a student, um, be it be it be it could be a like a presentation or a project again. So you should refrain from opinions or you should back your opinions with a literature, with the literature. So, Apple makes the best computers in the world. How can you justify this one? What if your opinion is a fact? Then you are agreeing to a fact. Just because customers have chosen Apple, does it make the best computers? It doesn't. It makes it the most chosen one, maybe, or the best selling ones, but it doesn't still make it the best. Exactly. So the biggest, best, like those words actually do not have some criteria under those. Instead of saying this, could we say Apple makes the best performing computers in the world? Best performing? Personal experience may not justify a fact or a popular idea. Best performing, could that be justified with statistics or observation, etc.? Personally, I believe it can because there are, okay, let me, so computer benchmark tests, like there are benchmarks for computers, so it could give you an idea somehow, right? Alcohol is bad for society. How would you justify that statement? Let's imagine that you want to write this in your article or tell this in your presentation, but you need some evidence. You could rephrase it first. So, alcohol has been found to be a detrimental factor to society because of the raising traffic accidents caused by alcohol. Then you give some supporting evidence there in the form of citations. Rates of alcoholism and its negative effects. So first, we should take a look at the studies on the like the effect of alcohol. Yeah, maybe experimental studies where alcohol was proved to be negatively affecting health. So we could make a sentence like that. So alcohol has proven to be a detrimental factor to society because of the rising alcohol-related traffic accidents, mm, decrease in functioning in individuals, again with a citation from an appropriate journal, and mm, and something else. I don't know. I cannot think of any other detrimental effects of alcohol right now. So, to prove your points, sometimes you have statistics. They are numerical data to support your arguments. So it increases the reliability. However, be sure to check the reliability of this data and pay attention to their sample size. How many people did they ask? So an example here is this. In 2016, over 65 of the UK citizens were considered to be overweight. In the US, the number of unemployed increased by 19,000 to a 6.65 million. Tesla is now producing an average of 2,000 cars per week. So we have to check the reliability of those, right? To believe that. Or to use it in our own studies or papers or presentations, projects, still, same thing. Mhm. And we should be careful. So, I will be announcing the notes in 2 or 3 days. And when you go to OBS, you will see, after the exams have been announced, you will see the average score, which will be like, I don't know, 20, 25, maybe 30. Even though it is statistically correct, does it really mean that the average is that? So do you believe that all of the exam takers were in the class during the first 7 weeks? Did they do their homework? Did they attend? Did they review? So maybe those students could be lowering the average. So we should be very mindful while looking at the average scores, for example, or the statistics. So if they say, for example, 90% of the people interviewed defended that overweight is not a problem. So, okay. So first here we should think about how many people they have asked. Did they ask only 10 people or did they ask 100, 2,000? And how many of those people were actually overweight? Did they have a biased idea or prejudice? So lots of questions to be asked. So we should be mindful about statistics. All right, quotations. The use of quotations should be kept to a minimum. You remember that, right? I said like only one or two direct quotations is acceptable. Of course, depends on the topic, the field of study you're writing, but we should keep them to minimal. Yeah. So the authoritative figure, we should be also careful about that. So if you are looking at the some lab results study in a certain topic, we should see which organization was behind the study, which organization backed that study up, gave them the financial means to conduct the study. So if you are getting the financial means from a certain, let's say, stanced organization, your results might be in congruence mm, with their aims. For example, Dr. Gavin Marshall, U.S. Surgeon General, states that at least 250 of the chemicals found in tobacco smoke are harmful to both smokers and non-smokers. The Secretary General of the United Nations, Francisco Collazo, commented that the President of the United States must play a bigger role in resolving the international crisis faced. So, if Francisco Collazo is the Secretary General of the United Nations, and maybe he's from Italy, and he calls United States president to play a big role. Maybe they don't want to pay more and they want United States help. So we should be careful about the like who's saying those, right? Next up, we have use of examples. Sometimes we'll need to provide an account of how something happened, possibly a common occurrence. In reflective papers, this would usually come from a personal experience. However, for an argumentative paper, you'll need to look for external sources that details how something is done or has happened in the past. So given extra examples to prove your points, such as companies like Pepsi will often target significant events, such as the Super Bowl, to advertise their launch of their new product, the launch of their new products. So next up, we will learn how to find the evidences for our, let's say, hunches, ideas, opinions that you know for a fact, but you lack some academic, let's say, backup for that. So evidence can be used at different points of your paper. but you'll need to provide this information for different purposes. So here are some purposes and types of evidence. So if you need to give example, you could give that in the form of facts, statistics, or really examples themselves. Background information comes from the facts and examples, and supportive commentary, it could be from quotations in the form of opinions, assumptions, and theories of experts and respectable figures. So in short, we need to understand the difference between sources and types of evidence. And when we are doing the project itself or producing a material, we should try to provide a variety of evidence types throughout our work and be sure to pay attention to when each type would be more effective. So if you are writing something about like political science, there you could give more citations or examples from history or statistics. If you are writing about human behavior, then observations come into the play. Alrighty, let me close that one up. How is it going, guys? Type 1 if you're here. You're still here. All right, perfect. Now, let me open up a document for you. Week 8. Let's go to week 8 again. Come on. Achoo. So I will give you some sentences and you'll tell me what type of evidence that has. Those sentences have. The first sentence is this. What is it? You can let me know in the chat box or as a comment on the document. Yes, it's the statistics and also, let me see, statistics and a research finding. They're kind of the same. The second one, statistic. So if something is statistic, it must have been coming through a research finding as well. Anecdotes, yeah. F, what is F? It's a fact. Well, it's an anecdote, it's an observation. Expert opinion. I think I would go with that as well. For an expert to have this opinion, maybe he had done observations, research, one-on-one interviews. It might also be coming from expertise along the years. So yeah, but if he says, so what would you call this? Hmm. Expert opinion and research finding. Why do you still have the expert opinion? Just because it says it? He says it, yeah, but it is fed by the research itself. So it's a research finding. There is no statistics here. It's a research finding. It's not a fact. It's not an example. It's not an expert opinion. Um, mm, mm. Yeah, like there's no opinion here. It's the result of the study, not an anecdote. It's a research finding. Turkey introduced a new regulation on online education in 2021. It's a fact, yeah. All right. Now, we'll do some other activity and I'll let you guys off for this session. So, create a set. Um, Give me a minute, please. Relax for a minute. I'll come back. Okay, I have prepared my sentences, but before that, let me show you this. Regarding the expert opinion, fact. Yeah, expert opinion and fact. Do you know this Akım recently on social media? We have this like um trend going on. Yeah. So basically they yeah. Hey, they have it. So let me show you another video. Come on, go back. There were reels regarding to that, but I don't know how to find it. Let me share the sound also. Be careful, please. Bon appetit, baby. Is all that you want, boy. All that you can have, boy. I'm kinda loving bon appetit, baby. Is all that you want, boy. All that you can have, boy. Yeah, that's what I meant. So that you know the difference between expert opinion, anecdote, research findings, etc. So, moving on with some statements. Okay, please go online and find an evidence for this. Imagine that you know uh, for a fact, like it's your hunch that you know that if you use social media more, and like those students who use social media more, and they're associated with higher levels of perceived stress because they see others and they feel that they are falling behind, they are not doing enough, etc. So you have this idea, but you want to prove that with academic evidence. What do? You go online and search for the studies and find a study and then read it. Make sure it syncs. Jesus Christ, Ezgi, did you write this? You were so quick to find it. Prolonged social media use and association. All right, amazing, amazing, perfect. So, as long as you cite your ideas, you find academic backup in your, I don't know, essays, projects, tasks, exams, and graduation thesis, uh, paper, like anything in your presentations, you will get a very high point. And your professors will open up some new doors for you. The effect of social media usage is perfect, exactly. Next one. I hate my neighbors. Hate them. Okay. Sentence two. Studies of first year college students suggest that those who sleep less than about 6 to 7 hours per night, that's us, tend to achieve lower grade point averages than students who sleep longer. And we have two, Ezgi and Rana. Thank you again. I'll note down your names once more. And Birsu. You made me laugh today, Birsu. So let's check. Let's check. Okay, Birsu has shared this. This is a so there are some references here. So it's not an academic article, but it's coming from Oxford Scholastica Academy kind of website post. However, can we see the references? Where are the references? So it lacks reference, even though there's one, two, three numbers. Those are like those should refer to the references that I couldn't find them. So next up we have this. It's coming from PubMed Central, so it is a trustworthy publishing house. Causes and consequences sleepiness perfect. Rana's is this one. Consequence of an inadequate sleep during the college years. Sleep deprivation, great point. Yeah, perfect. Because we are looking for these two. And as geese is this. Question of sleep and academic performance, exactly. And but the article is a bit old, 23 years ago. So the more recent it is, the better. Of course, that's not the only, let's say, factor. 2019, 2014, and we don't know the date, yeah, 2025. For like dates are also important because we had an not amazing, but we have a noteworthy period, era in our lives from late 2019 to 2023. We had COVID, right? COVID may have changed many things. Sleep, motivation are two of them. And it, of course, GPAs and your success at schools. So this itself is an overview on the books and resources on sleep and sleep disorders. All right. Of course, I should choose something related here and then read about it. And this is not related, by the way, the last one, because it doesn't talk about the student success. Okay, so you did good. Let me give you another one. This is related to mental health. We have some links coming up. Exercise and mental health, many reasons to move. Move here means physical activities, right? Be careful with the links. This one is not working. Benefits of physical activity. Well, well, well. Mm. Those are in the form of blog web posts and direct you to some resources. Not bad. The impact of physical activity and well, exactly. Role of physical activity, mental health, a review. Man, your world of physical. Yeah, exactly, guys. You know how to do it. Let's imagine that you've found a study, then you read it, you take what is needed from here, rephrase it, and give references, and then you're done. Okay, do you have any questions before we finish up this session? No. All right. Okay. So let's take a break for 10 or 15, guys. Let's do it 10 so that we finish it earlier. Should we take a break? I don't know. What do you say? Take a break and another short lesson with a digital activity, or let's do the digital activity now. Let's finish it. No break? What is no? You want to take a break? Aisha said, finish it now. No break, no break, no break. Okay. Let's finish it here. And in 10 minutes, let's meet again and we'll do another 10 and then we'll be on our way. Okay? 10-minute break. Set up your timers. 10 dakika zamanlayıcı kur. So I'll let you guys off at 35 past 11, right? I'll be quick. Okay. See you in 10, 9,